Hey everyone, welcome to eLearnChat, where it's all about learning. My name is Zanotti, and we are here with David Kelly, CEO of the Learning Guild. DevLearn's coming right up. That's his baby. So stay tuned. Here we go. We are. This show is sponsored by Talking Vids, corporate video, e-learning, enterprise-wide development, online interviews, multimedia development, and more. Visit us at www.talkingvids.com. And we are back, and I need a new controller. That wasn't working. Sorry about that. David, how have you been?
All right. How about yourself?
Been good. Finally, we relocated about a year and a half ago up to the Idaho area, Boise area. And I think we finally settled in. The shows are starting to come back up and blah, blah, blah. So it's been good. And you've got a big show coming up next week.
We do. Looking forward to it. DevLearn 2023 in Vegas. We'll be at the Mirage again this year. And it's shaping up to be a great show. Looking forward to bringing it to everybody.
Yeah. Is it 25th and 26th and 7th?
The conference runs the 25th through the 27th. The expo runs the 25th and 26th.
That sounds good. Yeah, if you haven't signed up for it, you have time. Do it. Don't wait. Budgets will disappear soon. Do it. And also, if you don't have a lot of budget, you can always go to the shows too. If I recall, they're still free.
Yeah, the expo pass is completely free. So you can even just come to the counter and register on site if you wanted an expo pass.
Yeah, actually, the expos are always fun. There's a lot of people there, and it's fun to walk around and see what's new, what isn't, and everything. But it's a good experience. We're going to be down there for the expo, so we're looking to see a lot of old friends and just vendors that we know, and it should be fun.
Oh yeah, and there's a lot of great content in the expo as well. In addition to I always love walking around the expo and seeing the latest and greatest of how the supplier community is pushing the learning industry forward. But there's dozens of sessions that are going on at the conference within the expo as well that you can come in and just with a free expo pass get dozens of sessions over the 2 days, check out what's going on in the industry with all the suppliers, and just see how the supplier community is helping shape the future of learning.
Yeah, it's true. Who's the keynote this year?
We have a couple of different keynotes. We have Phil Rosenthal from the TV show Somebody Feed Phil. He also did Everybody Loves Raymond. He's our opening keynote. Yeah. We have a chef for the first time, at least in the time that I've been here. We have Chef Jeff Henderson, who's going to be doing a keynote in the afternoon on the day one. And then on day two, we have Josh Linkner, who is a futurist who's going to be talking about the landscape of learning and technology. And then to close the conference, we have Michelle Polar, who's going to be doing a session on fear and how we can overcome our fear to really reach our potential and the potential in the work that we do. That
alone was probably worth going. Just that one, fear. So many people are afraid of everything. It's like, stop. Just stop.
That's true.
Life goes on. I think, unfortunately, COVID went a long way to make everybody very fearful. And, fear, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of things. Yeah, and by the way, fear doesn't change anything. If you're afraid, doesn't mean it's not going to happen or happen. It's just that anxiety that gets people, and it's unfortunately one of the worst things that can happen to a human. Major fear. I know people have been literally paralyzed by fear. Not good.
Yeah,
not good. But it sounds like that's some exciting keynotes over there. I know about 2 or 3 of them by name, and I think I've read some of the materials. So that should be a lot of fun. And the sessions are always good. I remember when you had the astronomer about 4 years ago. That was good.
Oh yeah, we had Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Neil deGrasse, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, he was great. Yeah, and our concurrent sessions are always great. I mean, it's always nice to look at our program. It kind of provides a snapshot of where the industry is and where things are going. And we've got all the typical stuff that people expect to find at DevLearn around the instructional design stuff, the management strategy stuff. But I always find it interesting to see some of the stuff that's really trending. There's obviously going to be a lot of stuff at the conference and in the expo this year around AI, how we're using it, not just ChatGPT, which kind of sucks up a lot of the air in the room around it, which is good. But just AI in general, how it's underpinning a lot of the interactions that we have, and really how it's going to just change the nature of the work that a lot of us do these days.
Yeah, that's great. Actually, it's interesting, but that is probably the biggest buzzword out there. AI, AI, AI. It's a little overblown. Yeah.
It's a little overblown, but we do have people want to make sense of it. We have our AI and learning symposium that takes place before the conference begins as a co-located event, and that is very well attended. It's one of our biggest co-located events that we've run, which is just reflective of how much people are hearing about AI and how much they need to make sense of what it means in the work that they do.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know if you knew, but I was a programmer long, long ago, systems analyst program. I worked in AI back in a little bit of AI, and I learned some of the languages back then, Forth, Lisp, and all of those. It was interesting. It was a lot of work coding the stuff. It's probably gotten a little better, but in those days, there was a lot of work in it. And it is interesting. It's a lot of it's good pattern matching, and then occasionally there's a little bit of intelligence to it. I think we're still at the kind of where pattern matching, it hasn't quite gotten as intelligent as it could be, but give it time. Just give it more time.
Absolutely.
Well, who do you think's right now in the e-learning space, the most influential as far as AI tools?
It's a good question. I mean, I think in the learning space, we're still figuring it out. I think we're still figuring out, because a lot of the tools that are out there that are leveraging AI, they're integrating with large language models like ChatGPT. That's what a lot of the implementation is today. I think if you're in the learning space, there are a lot of, you should be following what's going on in the learning space, but I think you should also be following what's going on outside of it. It's one of the reasons for one of our keynotes that we have for an event next year for our new Learning in HR Tech Solutions event that's taking place in April. We have someone who's an AI expert, not a learning expert, but an AI expert.
Yeah.
And the reason that I booked him, his name is Maurice Conti. One of the reasons that we booked him was because he very much bought what I was saying. I said, I don't know. I said, this is going to be really odd to sound like to request, but I want to book you, but I want to book you. I don't want you to tell me what you're going to talk about today, because I don't think you know what you're going to need to talk about in April. Like, I think if you gave me the keynote now, it's going to be outdated by April. And I want to write a description that is reflective of that just talks about how fast this is all moving, and that your keynote will be reflective of how that's going to be changing, and how we can adapt to those constant changes. So it's not going away. And I think it's something that we just all need to be figuring. It's going to be disruptive, as emerging technologies already do, and we all need to just make sense of how we're going to harness the potential of it, but also adapt to the changes that it's going to just instill in the organizations that we support.
One of the things I think that's exciting, and it's starting to happen slowly but surely, is the integration of AI tools with video. And and of course, training is the offshoot of that, because there's more and more things that can be done with video, and e-learning's changing. It's changing a lot. More and more people are asking for video. I didn't even tell you. We rebranded ourselves here as Talking Vids.
I noticed that.
It's a combination of e-learning, training, video. We're doing a lot more video nowadays. And people wanted that. They want e-learning to be more exciting. If you can, I don't know why, really. I mean, there's good and there's bad e-learning, and there's this. It's what the client wants. I don't blame vendors for that. It's what the clients want, and clients sometimes are cheap and they don't want to put the money out. And they want something really boring, and then they go, "It doesn't work well." Yeah, you really? How come? We've never seen that before. And so that's part of the problem. It's trying to get things so that they're more interesting, people can learn. And, what's one of the things? Retainment. If you can retain what you're learning, great. That's one of the best things. And, one thing I really like about the shows, and I know you've been heavily part of this, is the motivation you get from shows. You come back and you want to do new projects. You want to do new things. You get your staff going on other stuff. And I think that's one of the main best things coming out of a show. That motivation that gets you going, wow, I met all the people that I work with, just everybody who's out there. You can collaborate with people, you can talk to people, you can learn from other people, and you hear what they're doing and you go, I want to do that. And that's one of the most...
one of the reasons I've always loved it. Mm-hmm. One of the reasons I've always loved the conference environment. Every event that we do, I have the privilege of hosting our events. And at the closing session of every single event, I always say the same thing, which is, as people are leaving to get on their flights and such, I remind people that we've had a wonderful 3 days together. We've shared, we've learned, we've grown together. But what happens in this building, in the Mirage Hotel Casino, is not nearly as important as what we do when we leave. And that's kind of the lens through which our team looks at the event, in the sense of we look for that practicality. We look to arrange an event so that you have the opportunity to meet people that become resources that you can take with you when you leave, and that you're getting resources and learning things that you can practically use at your job right away. That you take that energy and that excitement that comes from a show and put it into practice in your organizations. That's always kind of the vision and the lens through which we're trying to build these shows.
Yeah, the good part is somebody in the organization might say, hey, where did you learn to do that? I went to DevLearn. And there you go. They'll be back again next year, maybe. So that's part of the whole fun of it. And it is good to learn new things and to kind of take yourself out of that moment of, I'm feeling stale. I'm feeling like I'm not doing or learning anything. So, that's one of the best parts of trade shows, period. It's just getting people motivated, excited, maybe buying things. Budgets are tight right now all over the place, but that doesn't mean nobody's spending. There's a lot of spending going on.
I mean, organizations have needs, and DevLearn is a great place to go to see how to satisfy those needs. I mean, we've got well over 150 partners in that expo hall who can help your organization solve the problems and achieve the goals that you've set that learning supports.
That's great. The best, Is it up to about 150 now, vendors?
A little about, it's somewhere around. I think it might be a little over that, but
that's great.
It is our biggest. I mean, we're at the Mirage again this year.
Yeah.
And it probably it'll be a bigger hall next year because we've maxed out the size of the hall that we can use in the Mirage. So we actually have suppliers who want to participate in DevLearn that we've kind of already started talking to next year about, where we'll be moving across the street to the MGM. Because we can host a larger expo. We can use some of the experiences that we don't have room for at DevLearn. That we've had all of these great ideas over the last 2 or 3 years. That we're like, wouldn't it be great if we did this? And we just don't have the space for it. So we're looking forward to going to a bigger space where we can execute not only for the expo but for the conference as well. Some of these new ideas that have been percolating for a while that could add some additional energy to the show. Yeah.
Now you were at the MGM for a while, weren't you?
We were years ago.
That's what I thought.
About 6 years ago, we were at the MGM. We left MGM about 6 years ago. They've since built ironically, we left the MGM because we couldn't fit there anymore. And in the time that we've left, they've expanded their conference center, so it's almost double the size of what it was when we were there previously.
Yeah,
so there's plenty of room for us.
It was a nice venue. I like the MGM. And the Mirage and the Mirage is really nice too. But I think next year they're shutting it down for 5 years to rebuild it.
Yeah, that's part of the reason that we were looking to move as well. We love the Mirage. They've been great partners with us. We have outgrown it, which is the main reason we're leaving, but there's also the fact that they're going to be doing construction, and we've got to find another place beyond that.
Yeah, I was surprised they were closing down for all that time. That's a big investment.
Yeah.
But that's good. Well, Dave, anything else you want to let people know about the show, and other than come on down? Come on down, we're waiting for you.
If you're in the Vegas area, you can get out there by the time you watch this. But by all means, join us. If you're in Vegas, even if you haven't registered, stop by the registration desk. You can get a free expo pass right on site. It's going to be a great show. We're really looking forward to it. It is one of my favorite times of year to be able to bring everybody together and just feel that energy of people sharing and connecting with one another. And I hope to see you there.
That's great. Well, we're going to be there for one, and I know there's going to be some great people there just enjoying the show, and that'll be a lot of fun, and we look forward to it. I'm going to see if my control works right now. Bye, everyone. Thanks for coming on, David. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
And Don't forget to subscribe to the show and be at the show next week. You'll have a great time. You'll enjoy yourself, and you'll make friends too. You never know. Bye-bye. Thanks.
Take care.
Bye. Yeah.